What's up? Oh, comic fans. I just hiccuped. I was like, what's up? What a beginning. How's everyone doing tonight? Yes, I was just taking a nap, actually. So if I look a little, maybe it's because I just woke up. But we're watching Monday Night Raw. And I believe this is the last Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania. So, that's cool. Filing taxes sucks. I hate adulthood. I hear that. That is a thing. Ugh. Even Cup of Comics agrees. Now taxes do suck. Hopefully everybody out there is doing all right. Hope you all are doing well this evening. And yeah, like I said, watching Monday Night Raw, they got Javon Evans on. He's a young guy, very athletic. It's a tag match. Rusev's in there. He's probably the only guy who doesn't really belong in this match. The old big bruiser type. I think Dragon Lee is in the match. I don't know. I haven't quite been paying attention. It's all like flyers and such. My first time having to file, and I have to file under two headings, federal and state. Yeah. Most people have to file under, well, not most. I don't know how it is. From New York, I know I have to do federal and state too. So that one's a rough one. I just got up from a nap, and that's ugly, man. Yeah, we could do a celebrity guest episode. One, I don't know who it would be, and two, it would probably have to be during a con. That way, I can trap them at the con, right? Get them while it's at a convention. As of now, right now, the only con though that it looks like I'm going to will be New York Comic Con. So a lot of the other cons, I don't. This year, I don't see myself going to. I already missed a couple, and right now, I think it's New York Comic Con or bust. Maybe I'll try for Terrificon in Connecticut, but that's about it. Just don't tell anybody. Just don't tell anybody you're not bad. But yeah, honestly, what are we... I get it, but I don't get it sometimes. It just seems like a lot for a little. Also, like, since they hold your money, if they own it back to you, right? It's like the only institution that doesn't actually give you something for holding your money. It's like it's just good enough to give you back your money if you make money, right? And then if you owe money, they're like, you didn't give us enough. Give us more. I don't know. Yeah. Be cool to have a voice actor on. Yes, 22 in the house. What is up, 22? What is up? For those of you who don't hit up 22's channel, you should. He's got really good content. So, does a podcast, does a review of the top 10, giving you alternatives. Shows you his hauls Wrestling. Shump, that's the other wrestler. Those of you who listen to me earlier said watching. But yeah, check out 22 if you get a chance. 22, it's got some awesome stuff going on. Check out 102. That is a big plan, isn't it? Oh no. That is my special lady, right? By the way, guys. So that's Ashley. And that is my plant that has grown exponentially since I've met her. Frank Welker. That would be cool to have Frank Welker on the show. Rusev lost, and now he's just demolishing all the high flyers. If I had Frank Welker on, it probably would have to be like a internet thing, like Zoom or something, right? I have to see if he would be at New York Comic Con, but Frank Welker is almost 80. But yeah, he's played Megatron, right? And he's done Fred, right? From Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, where are you? But yeah, love to have Peter Cullen too, but Frank Welker's a classic. Now Rob Paulson, now he's a legend too. He's about 10 years. I just checked his age. He's about 10 years younger than Frank Welker. But he's done a couple of voices too, including the Animaniacs, which I feel is really cool. Pinky. It's Pinky. Pinky and the Brain. There's Pinky and the Brain. Started putting money in a high yield savings, getting 3 to 4% through the year, and paying is better than them holding it. That is true. Earn a little something on the money they're holding, right? So that's not too bad. And then if you owe something, you owe it, you give it to them, but at least you made a little something. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And John DiMaggio, Phil Lamar, Tara Strong, Scott. Man, these are some good names you're putting out there. It would be hard to get like maybe one of them, but we'll see. My check is in the mail too, Will. Right. Let's put the camera down a little bit. Yeah, like I said, guys, I was taking a nap. So if you see, I got a blanket right there. I just revealed that. Move over a little bit. Center up myself on the camera. I'm going to turn it that way a little bit. Now I'm going to center myself up a little bit more again. There we go. Mike is in the house. What's up? And there you go. And Peter Cullen, voice of Optimus Prime. That would be my dream voice. Like if I can interview any voice actor, that would be the guy. Peter Cullen. Optimus Prime. Transformers. Transform and roll out. I know that was not Peter Cullen's voice, but everybody's catching up. Peter Cullen is also the voice of the Betrayer on Invincible. Yes, I caught up on both Invincible and The Boys on Prime. Insane. I would think I was looking at the primes, like top 10 or whatever they have there, which is kind of like per view, and The Boys is number 1 and Invincible is number 3. And honestly, I thought they would have been 1 and 2, but I forget what number 2 is. I think it's an original series that's on there. So I don't hate that it's an original series. I just thought maybe that maybe Invincible and The Boys out at the same time too. That they would just be 1 and 2, but they're 1 and 3. 1 and 3. Oh, Billy West. All right, now you're just bragging here, like showing off all the voice actors that you know. But yeah, these are some great voice actors. Love me some Billy West, Vincent Martella, Erica Henningsen. You must not have seen my hashtag. I don't think I saw your hashtag, Joe. I love naps. Me too. I actually set an alarm. It's a good thing I did because I might have slept through the show. 100%. I would have missed it and been like, that's why I set an alarm. But what's up, Jim? By the way, Jim's in the house. There's what Jim has: Nintendo, NFL, MLB, his card collection, and more on his channel. Joffrey's in the house. What is up, Joffrey? Happy Monday. It's always a happy Monday when Joffrey's in the house. Joffrey's like a mainstay. Can't stand The Boys. I will say that the show is better than the comic book, honestly. I did a review of the comic book with some friends years ago, and upon revisiting The Boys, which was out, I believe, through Dynamite, the publisher Dynamite. Oh boy, was it was a little hard of a read, honestly. With that said, I can understand why people wouldn't like the TV show The Boys. It is grotesque in some ways. It is over the top in a lot of ways. Sometimes I think it's purposely done sometimes, and then you just have to decipher for yourself why it's so over the top. Is it done over the top for a purpose? It's done over the top just to get gasps? Is it a little bit of both? Is it tongue-in-cheek? I don't know, but I can understand why people don't like The Boys. It is a little bit in your face. About the only comic book show I'm not into. And with that, like I said, I still think it's better than the original comic book. And it seems to have a huge following, honestly. I need to catch up for those two shows. Yeah. Yeah, I think Invincible is a little bit easier to catch up on. Invincible is also a little bit grotesque at some points, but not as bad. Yeah, honestly, like I watch both, and I don't think I'll ever want to rewatch The Boys, but both, to me, I like both. The comedian movie actors Adam Sandler and Ben Stiller, Jim Carrey, Ben Schwartz. Oh man, if I could get any of those guys, that would be. Gotta try first too, right? Those are a little bit harder. I feel like the voice actors you can communicate with one-on-one. If you see me looking back and forth, I'm looking for my water, which I think I just left way over there. So I'm gonna be thirsty for most of this episode. But yeah, a lot of these big name actors, you actually have to go through their agents to get them on. So that is hashtag WrestleMania 42. There you go. Invincible has been really good. Little jarring first episode of the season. It has been jarring. There's a lot going on. There's some big plot points that they're hitting from the comic books that are happening now. And Invincible is definitely going to a dark place, if you will, with this, without giving away too much. Invincible was a little lighter when it first came out, and now it's definitely a little heavier. It's also gotten heavy on the sci-fi. In some ways, maybe it's switched gears. It's changed from a show that was superhero centric and really played into the superhero world to now it's already established that superhero world, and now it's heavy on the sci-fi. Not that it wasn't. It was, from episode 1, there was some sci-fi happening. It just wasn't in your face. And now I feel like it's very in your face with the sci-fi. So, but I like it. Jim Carrey rules. Jim Carrey. He did it. Jim Carrey was on a show in Living Color, a comedian sketch show, comedy sketch show. Very, very akin to like Saturday Night Live, but like Fox's version, the Wayans brothers version, if you will. Bigger, diverse casts, and it was funny. It was on for a few years. They kind of did change the way some things were done on TV, and they were kind of the first show to play off the halftime show. I think part of the reason why the NFL halftime show is so big now is because Living Color did a halftime show and kind of stole away a big part of the audience during halftime for the NFL, and they were like, "Oh, we got to do it bigger, better." With that said, yeah, Jim Carrey. I think the reason I brought it up with Jim Carrey is he was James Carrey, not Jim, when he was on In Living Color. Really just them being over the top. Yeah. I have no issue with gore or violence. It's the pushing the envelope with everything, the milk drinking, the weird sex fish. Yeah, hardest pass. Right. There is a lot of weird things happening on The Boys. And you have to wonder if they just do it to... It could be almost perceived as frat boy comedy, if you will, or frat boy-ish. So that is definitely why I could understand somebody being... There's literally so there's a character on The Boys that likes milk, primarily breast milk. And then there's a character on the show called Mother's Milk, MM. And one of the characters finds out about the other character and is like, "You never told me his name was Mother's Milk." Kind of like a joke. Wink, wink. It's a thing. Hopefully get thick, Eve, please. Eve does, for those of you who don't know Invincible, Eve does get thick. Those are all things in The Boys comics. Only the comics are far worse than what you are seeing in the... Right. Yeah, I mean, that is a thing. That, yeah, they are in the comic. The things are in the comics. But I think the show does a good job of tuning, if you will, those things that are happening in the comic. Like what is the spin-off? Not the spin-off, but I'm forgetting the title of the comic. What is it? Herogasm. That's what I was thinking of. That I was like, what gasm is it? Herogasm, right? Like they really toned that down a lot, right? Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, unless you really just want to check out the source material, you don't have to read The Boys comic. Or if you want to see how over the top it was compared to the show, I guess then you could read The Boys. Yes, and Living Color was awesome, right? Wasn't it? Jim Carrey is an amazing person. Yes, James is his alter ego. love his play in Living Color, right? Especially what happened to Huey in the comic when Black Noir caught him. That was horrible. I mean, yeah, they cut out some stuff. And so I think the show itself is better. That milk I will drink. All right. We'll use the hashtag that Joe put up. Hashtag WrestleMania 42. I just have to swap that out. So anybody not in the continental U.S. territories, North, South, or Central America, who enters at this moment, we are not shipping overseas for a couple of different reasons. Mostly the Postal Service has said they can't guarantee your packages overseas. When I went to the post office recently, I was talking to one of the postal guys and said, some stuff heading overseas is a little bit iffy, if you will. I'm not sure if they made an official post, with the exception of maybe the Middle East. But yeah, if you're not on the North, South, Central America side, which has nothing, it doesn't matter because I'm just giving away ducks tonight. But maybe it'll change by May. But right now, I don't plan on shipping anything overseas, guys. So just a little note, if you will. Anyway, with that said, let me share the screen so we can give away a duck for this month. Let me check. Right now I have Ron, Evil Mike, and Psychotronic Squirt Gun with ducks for this month. So earlier today, I was eating some wings and I had like a hot rub on them, and I'm pretty sure that hot rub got up my nose because I went like this and instantly sneezed 7 times and started crying, like tears running from my eyes. And I was like, good Lord, don't rush, Mike. Take your time. And I was like, good Lord, what is happening? The worst part was the sneezes. On the last sneeze, I was like, kill me. And then I was like, no, I'm joking. Please don't kill me. But it was horrific. So watch out. If you got dry rub on your hands, watch what you're rubbing with the dry rub, because it could end up very painful. I have a bunch of comics here. And I just realized you guys saw what I was looking at. These are just comics from last week. So this week we're going to have a whole new set of books, right? But that was Green Lantern, Absolute Green Lantern number 13. By the way, the Adventurous Joe, guys. Go check out Joe. And Joe, if you want, you can link your channel. But Joe did a preview, or a review, not a preview, a review of Absolute Green Lantern. So you can go check that out if you want to hear what people have to say about that, or hear what the Adventurous Joe has to say about that. Here's a little trash can I got for innards. This is by Ignition Press, by the way. They're a new comic imprint. Been out for a few months. Not too bad. Also from last week, we picked up Something is Killing the Children. Transformers number 31. Very Megatron-centric issue. If you're a fan of Megatron, probably worth reading. Here we have Spawn. This is issue number 374. Todd McFarlane, The Resurrection of Malebolgia. Malebolgia's back. If you didn't know, if you watch the movie, Malebolgia's like the main villain, and in the comic, he dies like issues ago, like a lot of issues ago. I don't even want to put out a number, but it was a long time ago. Maybe, I don't know, 100 or so issues ago. I'm not sure, but yeah, the main baddie, the guy who created Spawn in the Spawn comics, or at least the symbiote, right? And gets Al Simmons to take terms. He ends up dying, and he's back in the comics. And this is one of the last few comics, at least in the upcoming year or so, that Todd McFarlane will be doing or writing for Spawn. Matthew Rosenberg will be taking over the Spawn comic book in a while. Venom is out. This is part of a series called Death Spiral. That was not from last week. From last week, though, we had Amazing Spider-Man. This is part 7 of the series. It's been pretty good. Little Carnage, Venom, Spider-Man. And for like the first 6 issues, we have Venom, Carnage, and Spider-Man kind of team. Well, I wouldn't say the first 6. 3 of the 6 issues. So maybe issues 4, 5, and 6. You got Venom, Carnage, and Spidey, and one of the team ups you would never have imagined, but that happens. What else? We got the Mortal Thor, and then we got some Superman in Action Comics. Action Comics has been like a like past stories of Superman when he was like Superboy, if you will. Green Lantern. What do we got here? All right. A bunch of people putting in the hashtag and re-putting in the hashtag and putting in the hashtag again. There's Joe linking his video. He's not my type. All right, let's spin this real quick. Dagger gets a duck. Dagger duck. Congratulations, Dagger, on the duck. That's awesome. Is it a coincidence that Dagger was the last person to leave a message and then got a duck? I don't know. I don't know how that works. All right. Let's finish off this comic box room. We're in the Ghost Rider box, but not as many Ghost Rider comics in the Ghost Rider box as I thought there would be. Ooh, by the way, WWE is broadcasting from Vegas this week with WrestleMania. That's why we had WM42 up there, thanks to the Adventurous Joe. Damn, I really need some oxygen from my brain because I am yawning up a storm. Timing is everything. CM Punk and Roman Reigns have a big match at WrestleMania, and that seems like
all that's true. That's the truest thing you got is the connection that you made with our fan base. And nobody.
What happens in Vegas? We'll see with all the wrestlers. That's going to be interesting. It's the second year in a row too. Usually they switch up venues for WrestleMania, but the original venue they had booked, which I think was New Orleans, something happened where they couldn't do WrestleMania in New Orleans, so they ended up going back to Vegas. I mean, I don't blame them. Vegas is a hot spot. It's a great location. It probably drew tons of fans, tons of money last year. So to do it 2 years in a row. So that should be insane. This is Ghost Rider 22, Mark Teixeira. Issue number 22. As you see, it's got a $2 price tag. I think I bought this at a half off sale. So I ended up paying $1. I'll take that. And just like that, Monday Night Raw is over at 10:30. It's a 2.5 hour show, right? Here's issue number 24, another Mark Teixeira cover. What do we got here? We're going to skip a little bit. This looks like a newsie. This is a Ron Garney cover. What does it say? Ron Garney. Road to Vengeance, issue number 51. I do not hate Ghost Rider covers. I think they're so cool. This is Point One. Marvel Point One. They were reintroducing the Ghost Rider. So this is mid 2000s. Vroom, vroom. Vroom, 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 vroom. This is part of the recent Ghost Rider run by Ed Brisson. This is the B cover. Second printing, actually. Excuse me. This is the second printing. And what you had was the return of Johnny Blaze to the Ghost Rider mantle. So Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch have shared the Ghost Rider mantle over the last few years, and now you kind of have both of them. And they kind of retconned their relationship. So Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch didn't really have a relationship per se, and then they became, part of the Midnight Suns, and then they retconned it so that they were actually brothers, which is something different. Ron, what's up, Ron? Ron's in the house. He started with me. How dare you? Yeah, I actually started on time today, which is not always a thing. And I was taking a nap. I think that's why we started on time, is because I was taking a nap. So you'll see me occasionally yawn. See, I said yawn? And then I yawned. Oh, get up. Woo! But Ron's in the house. What is up, Ron? Ron is fashionably late. Ron is just fashionable. Yes, better late than never. Mejor tarde que nunca. Claim Ghost Rider. Comic Bookworms in the house. What's up, Naman? Namin the Draw Man in the house. I actually won I tuned into one of Namin's shows the other day. You know, I think it was Meet the Artist, and I won 2 prints. So that was cool. I just got a set, so that was Spider-Verse set. That was pretty cool. It was probably sinking. Claim Ghost Rider for $1.50. Hey, look at that. Get just a little 50 cents for me, a little profit, book for you. C says Ron, must be mine. He was a baseball player too. Ghost Rider is definitely cool. Yes. Claim mid-2000s. If you can claim a time period, I'm sure you can claim the mid-2000s. Just make sure I get them all. That one is wild. You want to see a wild Ghost Rider? For me, anyway, I think this is a wild Ghost Rider cover. I gotta learn to deal with this glare from the light. Or you know what? Let me see. Let's see if I can adjust it. There. I think that's a little better. Is it better? No idea. Well, now it's just dark. All right. I guess that's better. I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, check that out. The Ghost Rider with all the flames. Right? The classic jacket. That's definitely old school Ghost Rider right there. Brothers from another mother. And if you would chop and drop, brothers from another mother and father. What's the catch? I see what you did there. Dagger. I was cooking breakfast for everybody. Jim is still here. What's up, Jim? That was totally rigged. Looks disembodied. Yes, that is wild. I mean, the Ghost Rider really is just a flaming skull, right? What else do we have here? Look at this Ghost Rider. Government agent here. FBI. Name is Johnny Blaze. Don't be scared. I'm with the FBI. I'm just a flaming skull. It was definitely like a horror, which I think you should expect that, right, from the Ghost Rider, is for it to be a horror book. It wasn't too bad, if you will. I want to do spaghetti and meatballs, but the wife said no. That was one of her specialties. So I said, pizza then? No, do something different. Cook some breakfast. Breakfast for dinner. There you go. Man, spaghetti and meatballs. Who says no to that? Come on. And then pizza too? But I guess if you had to say no to spaghetti and meatballs and pizza, huevos rancheros, bacon and sausage is a good second. Here's another Ghost Rider book, Ghost Rider Final Vengeance. And this is the holofoil. There you go, camera. Get in there. Camera doesn't know what to do with all the foily goodness. Shiny, shiny. If I do that, that's my second screen over there. We got to figure out what to do with that. And over there is the light shining, reflecting. Here's another Ghost Rider number 1. Just the Ghost Rider looking menacing. And we've got another Ghost Rider number 1. This is kind of this is Peach Momoko. This is actually very reminiscent of a cover that was done for a nice house by the lake. But yeah, this is Peach. Got the motorcycle up here. And the Ghost Rider is kind of just drowning in a sea of skulls and bones. Interesting. And very interesting cover. By Peach Momoko. Never had breakfast or dinner until I moved in with my girlfriend and her parents years ago. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing that happens. Honestly, I don't mind breakfast for dinner. It definitely is something different. It's not something I do on the regular, though. Like maybe once every... If I have it once a year, that's a lot, honestly. Maybe once every 2 years, but it's definitely a change of pace. I think every once in a while it's cool. She makes the most delicious meatballs. They are stuffed with cheese and cooked just right along with her spaghetti sauce. It is the bomb. All the kids and grandkids show up for that. Secret recipe. Yes. That does sound delicious. Damn, I want some of that. Claim reflecting Ghost Rider. You're putting these in my box, right? Yeah. Ah, Ron. It is Dagger. It is. Sounds delicious. It is Dagger. Oh, man. We can split them, Ron. Split all my Ghost Rider books, right? You will definitely want seconds and thirds. It does sound delicious. I used to have a girlfriend whose mom used to make the bomb meatballs. They were so good. Yeah, like I watched her cook them once, and I was like, "What?" Oh, they were delicious. Unfortunately, the mom has passed away, and so that those meatballs are gone forever. But oh man, those were some bomb meatballs. And a doggy bag to seconds, thirds, and take some home. That's a lot of meatballs. Hopefully, make enough, right? That because man, the one thing about meatballs, I feel like, is that you can never have enough meatballs. Also, I don't think meatballs reheat as well the next day, depending on how they're initially cooked. Because, right, when you reheat them, they're going to get a little bit dry. So, I don't know. The harder part is reheating said meatball. It is pretty good, actually, to have breakfast for dinner, especially you have a good cook. Yes. And there's just, not that breakfast is easier than cooking dinner, but I feel like the prep is a little bit easier. The ingredients are a little simpler, right? Breakfast is not always a complicated vehicle for food and taste, right? It's sometimes, you know, people just want a simple breakfast, and so sometimes that's the good thing about breakfast. Now, with Rabel's rancheros and such, that is a delicious sounding breakfast. So congratulations on that. And then just having bacon and sausage. I mean, cured meats. Who can complain about cured meat? So meatballs. Right? FTW, meatballs, FTW. Yeah, I mean, I hadn't really, you know, that was my ex girlfriend, so it wasn't my current girlfriend, so I hadn't really talked to them in a while. But I think every once in a while I think about, you know, her and the meatballs and stuff like that. Easter just passed, and she used to like Peeps. She was a very nice woman, very nice lady, and always treated me fairly. So, yeah, she was good people. And yeah, when she passed away, that was a sad day. Very good cook, very good. That's true. They do tend to get dry, but if you put them in a plastic bag, if heating in a microwave, then it will preserve the moisture. Nice. Personally, I've gotten off of heating things in plastic in the microwave, or just in general. Just, you know, microplastics and stuff like that. Just in case it's true, I try to heat everything up in glass containers, but you can actually get oven safe glass containers these days. So don't fret, guys. There are other options, and microwavable safe glass containers as well. They just cost more than plastic. But yeah, my worry with plastic bags too is that they're a little bit, maybe they sell microwave safe plastic bags. I know there's microwave safe plastic containers. I just don't know about plastic bags. But yes, delicious. I know, yeah, if you cover stuff, it tends to hold a little moisture. When I heat up rice in the microwave, I throw a little water in there, and then I cover it so it builds up some steam, keeps the rice soft. That is me as Ghost Rider. Huevos rancheros, you have to have some good pico de gallo, diced tomatoes, diced cilantro, diced onions, and 2 diced serranos. Serranos are peppers, guys, in case you don't know. With a touch of salt, stir well, apply the amount of heat you can take. Woo! That sounds good. That sounds good. Ron, sounds like you are a cooking machine. I eat microplastics for breakfast? Question mark. Everyone eats microplastics nowadays. Yeah, it's pretty much everywhere. It's in the water, according to sources. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But it is quite possible that everything is microplastic. Life tip: nothing is safe, so live your life. You know, my personal physician, my doctor, right? He's not just my physician, he's other people's physicians, but we were talking one day, and you know, I'm at the appointment, and he's like, you know, I could tell everybody to eat salads, eat healthy, you know, no red meat, lots of fruits and vegetables. And he's like, if that's something you can commit to, that's great. Go out and live your best life. And he's like, some things are just genetic, and unless I give you medicine or medication, it doesn't matter how much you do it, it still might catch up to you. Not it will, it might. You know, if you eat nothing but salad and you have high cholesterol, sure, your high cholesterol may go down, but you're just going to eat salad for the rest of your life. He's like, or I can give you a medicine or a pill, and you can eat in moderation foods you want to eat, and your cholesterol may never, go up again. And it was very much like you have choices. You can be strict and regimented and try to be safe and possibly still have all the issues, or you can take a magic pill, if you will, and live life, and hopefully not, the pill should do a better job because it kind of helps. It fights the genetics and the causes. But yeah, I guess this is not the same thing as nothing is safe, but you can choose to enjoy life, or you can choose to live a strictly regimented life. And at the end of it, was it a life worth living? I guess is the question. So yeah, I mean, now for me, I know I can. So I don't know. I would probably take the pill for high cholesterol, right? But like something like heating something up in plastic, for me, that's not a deal breaker. I don't know. Just some things to think about. That's where my head just went with all this plastic talk and stuff. Everyone has a plastic spoon-sized piece of plastic in their brains. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Get it out. Get it out. Is that with the stem or just the spoon itself, the spoon head? Are we talking teaspoon, tablespoon? It's a lot of spoons, man. My wife taught me, and her mom taught her. Sounds like generational. It's been passed down, and that sounds good. Margarine is one molecule away from. I used to eat a ton of margarine when I was a kid too, by the way. I barely eat any butter or margarine these days. I do, though, in fact, use a lot of olive oil these days. So we'll see what everybody says about that. Izzy's in the house. What's up, Izzy? Hey, Cup, bring your butt to Heroes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm making it to Heroes this year. Izzy, the Izzyverse is in the house. What is up? What is up? Everybody, if you haven't checked out Izzy, go check out Izzy. Izzy does some really good stuff on his channel, especially when talking about, the up-and-coming comics and those kind of things. If he's at a con, he's doing some pretty good floor walking, if you will, checking out stuff like that. So, the Izzyverse in the house. Izzy's a fun guy. Now, is he a fun guy or a fun guy? No, we love some Izzy. I plan to live until I die. Is that a plan or is that a plan? As long as you enjoy that time, I think that is a plan. Don't just live to live, but live to live. That's been a Cuppy word of the day, or a Cuppy quote of the day. Don't just live to live, but live to live. I'm not afraid of death. How could I be? I was not even aware that I was going to be born. This life has been a gift so far. Great family and great times hanging out with my peeps on the internet. That's a great way to think about it, Ron. That is a good way to think about it. Nah, I'm not taking any farmers. I will seek natural remedies first. Yeah, you know what? I don't blame you. Natural living is the way to be. But that's why I kind of stay away from plastics, right? I mean, plastics are pretty much in everything, if you think about it. But they're also something that's antithetical to nature, if you will. So I try to stay away from the plastique. Probably why a lot of people don't age. Think about it, right? They've just got all this plastic in them, right? So, what is it? Millennials and Gen Xers, right? They've just got all this plastic in them, and so they look 10 to 15 years younger than they actually are. Yep, say no to drugs. I have done enough of that in my lifetime. I do use olive oil and real butter. Yeah, I try to get real butter when I can. Cool. Yeah, and the butter. Yeah, margarine's not a thing. I mean, it is a thing. It's probably a cheaper thing than butter too. But I think a lot of people have actually, as long as they can afford it with the price of groceries, a lot of people have switched to at least real butter, right? Because I remember there used to be tubs of margarine, right? Like Parquet and Country Crock, right? Those were like things that people used to buy huge buckets of. And I don't really see that so much anymore. And I don't really see the commercials for that anymore. But I do see like Land O'Lakes butter and Marigold, I think is another one. And what's the other one? There's like an Irish butter and yeah, there's just I do see a culture shift, right? Margarine had its time to shine, and now it's people are using butters and olive oils and healthier butters and all that other stuff. If you love rats, you will love Izzy's channel. Yeah, same here. Might not make it to any cons this year. Yeah, I mean, you need a lot of disposable income to make it to cons. I have a lot of things happening this year. So, I mean, if you're not aware, for me anyway, I'm moving in about 3 weeks, 2 weeks, really, honestly. I'll have my new place, and then in 3 weeks, I should be completely out of this place. I'll miss this place too. It was nice. Part of the reason, though, is I'm getting married. So I'm moving in with my lady, doing it the traditional way, sort of, right? Like not really moving in together. We've lived together during the pandemic for a little bit, but yeah, moving in a few weeks before we actually get married. What else is happening? Still job searching, if you will. So I've got that going on. So there's been a lot of stuff happening in my life. So cons have kind of taken a back seat to all this transition that is happening. You know, I haven't done a lot of recorded videos because a lot of time I'm not here in front of the camera. I'm taking care of real life stuff. But that being said, I had an interview today. It seemed to go pretty well. So I think in the next 3 to 4 weeks, I could possibly have a new job too. So we'll see how that works, out. That should be fun. Should be cool. Yeah. So that's it. Evil's back, by the way, guys. Evil's back again. Dagger's alive. Evil's back. Dagger's alive. Yes, you are, Dagger. Let's see. If you have lived your life to the fullest and kept on going through both the good and the bad, then you will never be afraid when your time comes to leave this world. That's a good way to think about it. And believe me, there always will be good and there always will be bad. I always think of like there's people out there who just by sheer luck of the draw probably never really had a bad day, and then maybe just have one bad day that destroys them, right? Or maybe there's somebody out there, honestly, who's just never known a struggle for whatever reason, right? Which is crazy to think about, but it could happen. It's just luck of the random draw. And then there's probably somebody out there who every day of their life has been miserable. And that's also like something that could happen, right? So if you have a couple of good days versus a lot of bad days, I think in some ways that's still a blessing. because there's probably somebody out there who has it worse than you. And I know it's a cliche, but just the luck of averages and whatever and corrections to the mean and all that other stuff. There are people out there who will most likely have a harder time than you, unless you're that person who's never known a good day. In which case, I don't think you're watching this show, because hopefully I am giving you a good day right now. Oh man. Okay. You say you're staying away from the plastique, but what is your stance on staying away from the mystique? I'm all about the mystique, man. I would never stay away from that. Look up Plastic by Atlantis. I don't think they ever released it in the USA. Plastic or Plastique by Atlantis. Is that Alanis Morissette? Izzy, post your link, please. Izzy! Izzy! I think Izzy's gone. Let's see if I can find the Izzy verse. Izzy was here for a hot minute. And then Izzy was gone. Let's see. Izzy's a fellow New Yorker too, just like me. I mean, that's why his channel is Izzyverse NYC. Izzy! Izzy! Or it's comics with Izzyverse NYC, by the way, guys. At Izzyverse NYC. Let's go ahead and put that in there. All right, if you guys want to check out the Izzyverse, now you got a chance. I can't believe it's not butter. Hey, look, if I had just scrolled down a little bit, you would have seen that Evil Mike had put Izzyverse in there. Margarine is garbage. You know, when I was a kid, I couldn't really tell you the difference between margarine and butter. Honestly. Join the Rat Pack. There he is. There's Izzy. Living in sin. Attaboy. I thought you were already married. I mean, you... Hey, when you get to the point where you actually make it official, I think there's not much difference at that point. At least in this case. Welcome to the Ball and Chain Club, Cuppy. Right? Like, but that's one of the reasons why I can't go to Heroes Con this year. I'll be getting married, so they're all bad days. I make them good. There you go, Evil. Right? That would be crazy. It is how you look at things too. Correct. All days are good. I'm here. Yo, it's already 11:05. I had no idea it was that late. This day has gone. Yo, this show has gone ridiculously quick. Like, usually I'm like, hey, look, check out these 20 books I showed you. Here's Ghost Rider number 2. We only got through Ghost Rider number 1 by, Benjamin Percy, but whatever. Yup. That is something my mom always told us, kids, is just because you are having a terrible time doesn't mean there is someone going through far worse things than you are going through now. Yeah, I mean, there's always... I joined the Rat Pack! Yeah, I mean, that's something I prescribe to, is that, is that, yeah, no matter how horrible things seem, somebody's probably had it a little bit worse than you. Hey, look, put up the Izzyverse. He's stuck finding the link. My ancestors left New Amsterdam about 400 years ago. Just saying, go west, young man. Hey, they left New Amsterdam and came to Manhattan. That's why I like watching reality shows. Makes me feel better about myself. There are some reality shows that I'm like, man, this is a car wreck. I don't care if these people are rich or not, or pretending to be rich, or they're only rich while they're on the show, and then they're going to lose all their money once the show's over, and they're going to be really, really poorly something. No, I don't wish anything bad for them, but it's true. Like, some people live a certain standard of life, especially some of these people on these shows. And this is only just seeing the articles and TMZ. And then, they lose their 15 minutes of fame, and this income that they had doesn't come in as much as it used to, and they can't adjust to a normal style of life. And then they just I did that and came back east, Ron. He went west and then he came back. I enjoyed the conversation. I do too. Judge not, lest ye be judged. So much for living in sin. Good excuse. Yes, you have contributed to how long. I only gave away one duck so far, which is crazy. We got to give away the second duck. Let's see. Let's set that up real quick. I thought I had set it up and then I didn't. Quick note, by the way, guys, this Wednesday, I actually have to work Wednesday, so I will not be doing my Wednesday New Comic Book Day Why with comic news. But I do have a pre-recorded video in the chamber, if you will. So just know Wednesday, no live show this Wednesday. Sad but true. Such is the life that I lead, or that I live right now. Yeah. So the new hashtag is hashtag Monday Night Roll Books, or hashtag MNRB. So go ahead and put that in. Win yourself a duck. Hour goes by too quick when you're talking about things you love or with peeps you enjoy / love. Ain't that true? Ain't that true, Evil? That's funny you said that, because I just came here from video of working people living in their cars. Oh man, what's up, Cicada Sonic? How's it going tonight? My ancestors left the Empire State and founded Kingston. Nice. Huge thing here in Denver. Big movement of younger kids living in their cars. Ain't that true? Thing is, everybody wants to get the dream job, but sometimes the dream job involves moving to a place where you can't necessarily afford to live. And there are people who would rather live by themselves, or maybe in tight enclosures, i.e. the car, or maybe just them and one other person. Save a little money, if you will. And then, when the promotion happens or they move on to the next company with the 15 to 20% raise, then possibly move in. I've known people who have chosen to live in closets or cars or tents, and then I've known people who have chosen to live with like 6 people in the same, 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. And one, it comes down to necessity, affordability, and sometimes it's a preference too, mental preference, right? Do I want to live with that many people crammed up or not? Manhattan is the former New Amsterdam. When the English took possession of it, they renamed it in honor of the Duke of York, hence New York. There you go. I am in the boat right now, but things will be changing this year. Very good, Dagger. Very good. Fun hanging out with peeps. Hashtag Nikki Bella is hot. I read that as Nikki Bella is shot, and I was like, she's okay. But Nikki Bella is hot. She is. The Bella twins, man. Those were the days. I'm about to open the new Comic Book Day FOC boxes I got off the shop porch today. Nice. Yes, FOC boxes. Love the new Comic Book Day stuff. Somebody has to work around here. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's a different era. Inflation has risen higher than livable wages have. So, I've noticed it. I went to California a couple of summers ago. Kind of noticed it there. People are just, and it's actually like a lifestyle. Like, you can look it up on YouTube. People are making YouTube videos about how to do it, and how they make it work. But it's crazy. It is crazy to think that it's actually a lifestyle. It's a choice. And I say it's a choice, but sometimes it's the only choice, if you know what I mean. I mean, some people, sometimes there's other choices. You could live in a shelter. Again, you could live with 5, 6, 10 other people. You could live in a slum. So sometimes, I mean, that is the best choice, which sucks. And you're right. You gotta fix it. You do have to fix it. Love it, Ron. Nice knowing you could turn on YouTube and converse, isn't it? I can't enter until I know what it means. Monday Night Raw books. Monday Night Raw books is MNRB short for Mountain Rhythm and Blues. Minnesota running backs. Denver had a ton of homeless, but it's like two types: the normal homeless, druggies. Then there are the younger kids just living in their cars, just living the dream, just living the dream. Right? Live with 6 others, split the cost. I don't want to live on the streets. Mostly not right back. More non-read books. Mostly not read books. My not read books. My not robot books. I'm living in a motel right now. I don't get a job or my arm and disability back soon. I might go back up north where I grew up. I hear that, Dagger. Hopefully one of those two will come in, because it's rough out there. And I also think that we need to treat our veterans and just in general, any country, treat the veterans right. They give so much to the country, give so much of their bodies, their minds, their spirit, and then their time. And then sometimes we just don't treat them right. So $1,600 rent, and people need 3 months up front, first, last, and deposit. I tell people move to small rural towns. They're much cheaper. I get organic duck eggs delivered here for $2 a dozen. That's crazy, Cicada Sonic. That is crazy. But I mean, that's awesome. When you live in the city, $1,600 is barely buying you a closet. I don't even live in the city, and my rent, I can tell you, is more than that. And to move in any place these days, I feel like you need close to $6,000. And there's not a lot of people who have $6,000 just lying around, honestly. Just ready for a move, right? I'm moving now, and I tell you, that was way over $6,000. Luckily I'm moving in with somebody else, but So, don't have to front the total cost. But yeah, it is expensive to live these days, guys. It is expensive. And as we get so far into sad talk, I'm just going to give you guys another Ghost Rider comic. This is a variant issue done in the old school style, little homage, if you will, Marvel Spotlight. But this is Ghost Rider number 7 from the series that came out a couple of years ago. And just be grateful you don't look like this guy. And this is Ghost Rider number 9. But yeah, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. We got veterans living in motels, going to bed. Love you, sinner. Good night, Izzy. That was 5 minutes ago. So if you're still here, good night. If not, good night. Just putting it out there in the universe for you, Izzy. Have a good night, my friend. We should hang out sometime. Been stuck in a motel for almost 4 years now. Apartments too expensive by myself. Yeah. That's crazy too. Like, I always think of motels as like, or hotels as super expensive, but if you like break them down sometimes daily for long-term stays, it's actually cheaper sometimes than renting an apartment. It's insane. Like 1 or 2 day stays at some hotels or motels, yeah, sure, they're sometimes expensive. Added up over 30 days, long-term stay, whatever the deal is they cut with you. There you go. Some love from Joe. Hey, we got more entries than we got people watching, so we're just going to spin this now. One of my youngest brothers, now my youngest, is living with other vets in Dallas. Some type of veteran living arrangement. I thought he was dead. Oh, God. Joffrey with the win. He disappeared about 5 years ago. And then there's more to that conversation that I can't see. Let's see. See if I could see it on the other. Nope. I think that's just it. That's how the conversation ends. Good grief, Ron. That is crazy. And we finally found them. There we go. Yikes. Well, I'm happy that you guys found them, Ron. That is crazy. Yeah, you hear about the struggles of veterans sometimes, and it's like, what is happening? What is happening? You know, they have hospitals for veterans, yet they don't. There's so much red tape sometimes, or bureaucracy, that it's hard for them to get the services they need. So I go live on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Sleepy. There you go. So tomorrow, if you want to check out the Izzyverse, tomorrow at 7. Miss Texas for this reason alone. Even in Houston, the rent was 3 times cheaper than here. I've done my share of punk rock groups housing, probably because I used to be a punk rock singer or something. That's actually pretty cool, Cicada. I'm sure when you're living that life, it's a little bit different, right? Because you're doing something for the love of it, right? You're doing the rock stuff for the love of it. You're touring around. And that sounds like you're definitely hanging out with people who do the same thing. Now, not to say what happens to those houses isn't crazy, but you would know more than anybody. Mostly not read books. Whoa, that's deep. That's a big portion of my comics right now. I've got like a short box full of comics that I haven't read yet, and I'm trying to catch up. I read like 5 books today. And then sometimes I just end up not reading any books, and that's the hard part. And then today I took a nap right before the show, and I was trying to read a book, and I kept falling asleep with the book in my hand. But I powered through. It took me like a half hour to read that book because I kept dozing off. But I made it through the book. And then I finished my nap. Nah, they treat us as disposable tools. Ain't that the truth? Land is still fairly reasonable here, but I see a lot of people from other states moving here to get out of the larger cities. Awesome cover, right? Some of these Ghost Rider covers are really good. I consider Ghost Rider and Spawn like covers that, like, you can have a bad cover for either one, but they're far and few between. Like, artists can take so much liberty and joy with these covers. Like, check this one out. Right? Now, I think this is supposed to be Johnny Blaze on his motorcycle, not in the Ghost Rider form, but he's looking through his rear view mirror. And here you got the Danny Ketch. That's the motorcycle. The 90s Ghost Rider. Zeroing in on him. And you do get both Ghost Riders in this Ghost Rider series by Benjamin Percy. So, like, this is cover A, Bjorn Barons on this guy, on Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider number 12. This is just an A cover. I feel like sometimes you get these kind of covers on as variant covers, right? But Ghost Rider is just, look at that. Craziness. This is an okay cover. This is also Bjorn Barons. This is Ghost Rider number 13. This is like Danny Ketch, though, with like a mind control device on him. So they captured one of the Ghost Riders and tried to turn him into the personal rider. Here's a cool one. You got that same Ghost Rider, the Danny Ketch one, versus Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. This is issue number 14. Ghost Rider. So, is this Ghost Rider going to be given away for the duck race? I mean, I could throw a Ghost Rider book in the next duck race. We could figure out one. Stop teasing us. I'm not here in body, but my spirit is. Yes, it is nearly $2,000 in property taxes these days. Homeowners insurance, nearly $200 every month. Yes, living in the USA these days has become more costly. Yeah, it's crazy. Homeowners insurance, even renter's insurance is kind of expensive, honestly. I've seen people pay up to upwards of $150 a month for renter's insurance. And I'm like, good golly, Miss Molly. Like, why are we paying that much for rent? For somebody who's renting, not even buying. To all the sinners, woo woo, amen. Amen for the sinners. $800 a month versus $1,400, cheapest apartment here. That, you know what's sad though, and it's all relative, because jobs in Denver, though Denver has a very competitive job market, may not pay as much as jobs here on the East Coast. Well, yeah, on the East Coast. Denver's mountain time, by the way. Colorado Mountains, Colorado Rockies. Is $1,400 would be considered a cheap apartment out here. When I had an apartment for $1,400, I thought that was the best thing ever. It's insane. You know, I've seen apartments out here, 2-bedroom for upwards of past $3,000, $3,000 for two bedroom, like insane. So even if you're splitting that apartment with somebody, that's still at least $1,500 each to share an apartment. So that is crazy. But $800 is a lot in a lot of places. But oh man, I remember one of my first apartments. It was like a basement, nice, quaint, small studio apartment, and I paid like $500 a month. And I would go back there in a heartbeat. Like, the landlord was awesome. Everything was amazing. I think I forgot to register that Joffrey won the duck. But we're just gonna put that down. I would gladly pay $500 a month again. Yeah, I just moved out of Veterans House. It is a disaster. They treat us like garbage there. That's sad. That's sad. That is sad. Mike, I'm glad you could be here. I'm glad you had a good time. I love the conversation. Again, this is 5 minutes ago. Mike said good night. I'm still catching up. I'm 5 minutes behind on the chats, but it was. I read a dozen 90s Spider-Man yesterday from the adject-free Mark McFarlane title after he left. All right. That's, I can't say I read a huge amount of Spider-Man after Todd was off the title. I mean, I feel like it didn't even go that long after he left, right? Like he left, and that title just kind of, in terms of sales, anyway. Yeah, and I think he left that title to that was the title he's working on before he went to Image. So Stafford's in the house. What's up, Stafford? Stafford 5150 in the house. Stafford's another guy who does some cool stuff, guys. Stafford's an artist. Does the Pokemon stuff, and I say like does the Pokemon stuff, right? Like I do the comic stuff. But yeah, and then does gaming too. So I gotta get back to doing some gaming streams, right? Just sharing the games I played. I like having people comment as I play games. It just seems like fun, just hanging out. It's almost like you're chilling with friends. I mean, just like this, right? But now I'm also playing some games, so that's cool stuff. Been here for like 15 minutes, and I'm still 4 minutes behind on the chat. How's it going? Not bad, Stafford. Not bad. How you been, buddy? Insurance is a big scam too. We covered that earlier. No, taxes. That was the other thing, right? Taxes. I'm gonna get like flagged. The government's gonna be like, make sure this guy pays his taxes. Guys, I pay my taxes every year. You can audit me all you want. I'm clean. Probably shouldn't have said that though. They're gonna find something. I reminded of the history of when all the dukes and lords demanded that the colonialists told them to pay their rent, and they revolted multiple times, right? My motel is almost $1,800 a month. Go damn! Good Lord. That is a lot for I mean, that's what I would expect to pay if I lived in a motel, but still, that is a lot. Especially like for veterans and stuff. Like I feel like you should have some subsidies. Hopefully you get something to lower that cost. Yeah, I mean 1,800 would get you an apartment in New York. You wouldn't be homeless. At the same time, I don't think it'd be like a super awesome apartment. It'd be okay. Depends where you live. I don't think 1,800 in the city's not getting you a huge apartment, but 1,800 in the suburbs might get you something. Yep. The revolution is here. McFarlane only did the first 16 issues. It actually ran quite a number of years, 8 or 9 total, I think. But yeah, they never hit the sales numbers again. There you go, Cicada Sonic. Yeah, so that's right. He did. Yeah, I remember his run being quite short, but I don't remember how many issues. A lot of those later issues, I think you can find in dollar bins, or sometimes you can't even. Honestly, I don't know how many issues it went, because sometimes I don't even see those regular Spider-Man titles in bins, period, whether it's dollar bins, $5 bins. Let's see. I don't even know how you could look. I mean, I know how you could look it up, but I'm just trying to Google it. But let's see. Yeah, so it says here he did issues 1 through 14 and then issue number 16, which means he skipped 15. Huh. He left the issue. He left after Iris 16. Yeah, and I mean, I think the thing was he was planning, or well, not he was planning. Marvel's plan was to have him continue doing it, and yeah, he just kind of up and went. And was like, I'm out. Peace. But good for him to just, not bend to their whim, if you will. He was like, I'm going to go do my thing. Apparently, he also did 29 issues of ASM. But I still haven't been able to find how many actual issues. 98 issues. That's what it looks like. But the series was retitled Peter Parker Spider-Man with issue number 75. Began with the 5-part Torment story arc written and drawn by Todd McFarlane. I still remember that to this day, the Torment stuff. That was crazy. Right Dagger, he insurance was about to cancel and pick another. Then they decided to lower my rates. Knock, knock. Who's there? Yeah, insurance. That's crazy. Yeah, my car insurance, I'm actually switching pretty soon because the rates have gone crazy. And I have discounts. I have so many multiple discounts. This class discount. You've been with us for 10 years discount. You haven't been in an accident discount. And I'm still paying, just because the price goes up, I'm still paying a ridiculous amount of money. All right, we're at 11:30. I'm going to try to get through these books while I have you guys here so I can finish off. This is all Ghost Rider. So I can finish off this box, put it away, get ready for the move, and do that. And we're going to go through some comments in between each one. This is Ghost Rider number 15. Sorry. Again, you've got the Danny Ketch versus Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider happening there. That it's about $200 to $385 a week for a motel room here. I bet if you can handle the hot summers here that you can get an apartment for about half of what you currently pay. That's crazy. What amenities do you get for $1,800? I'm assuming free internet at a motel, so that helps a little. Muffins and bananas in the morning. Do you get that continental breakfast? Do you get a free breakfast? And here's the thing with hotels, guys. If you get a free breakfast, you are probably paying for it in the fees. So don't tell everybody or run out of space. I think it ran into the 80s. Yeah, I mean, from what I read, yeah, it changed to Peter Parker Spider-Man issue number 75. Cicadas on it. By Todd on issue number 16 caption, so it's timeless. Look at that. It's a skull inside a skull inside a skull, or skull inside a skull inside a skull. There we go. That's the Ghost Rider right there. Ghost Riders. Yeah. Are you sure you did? Did you calibrate it? Number 298 was his first AM. Sold mine a few years ago. Yeah. Look at that. You got the claws, and you got the Ghost Rider with the chain. It's like, let's go. I would love to have. I have 300. I do not have 298 or 297 anymore. I don't think I ever owned 299, but I had a 298 growing up. I would love to have the set 298, 299, 300. Ain't that true? 300 every 6 months. You know what though? That is, I probably pay not double that, but I pay more than that every 2 months for my one car. But that's the problem when you live near or in a city, is that you're always paying a crazy amount of money for car insurance. The city is very expensive here because of the students, diplomats, etc. that live here, right? If you ever want to trade for riders, let me know. I have lots from different eras available. All right, Cicada, I'll see where my holes are. And then I guess I'll have to reach out and find out what you're looking for. And we can work something out. This book, this is, I forget her name, but this is a Ghost Rider from a different era, part of the Champions book. This was done, this artwork was done before they actually had a book in mind. They were just testing out a whole bunch of, like, they called them new champions. And the covers sold so well that they were like, oh, we should create a comic book based off of these characters. Not even sure if the new Champions book is still out. I don't think it is. But it was active until probably a couple of months ago. It is a former motel, so now, but I do get internet and TV. Nice. There you go. Within 10 miles. That's reachable. I still remember vividly when 298 hit the shelf because I was managing a comic counter part-time. As a teenager, I was like, whoa, this looks a lot different than 297 looked. People were drawn to it, right? Yeah, there was something about McFarlane art when it hit the shelves that was, it just read different. There's a couple of books, right, that McFarlane did that they are kind of like first appearances, if you will, but people just, because it's McFarlane art, people just go Google Gaga over them. Nice. We had almost 3 comic book shops on the same street until one closed. There's another Ghost Rider book. This is Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. So Danny Ketch gets his own book again after Johnny Blaze had his. This, I believe, was a 5-issue miniseries. I think that's the main villain of the story on issue 2 cover. Watch out, Ghost Rider. You about to get forked. It's issue 4. This one has the John Romita bug. I think he passed away around this time. And again, you got Johnny Blaze versus the Ghost Rider. Come on, guys. Can't you just get along? And then you got some Ghost Rider Final Vengeance. This is Lee and Hook. This is limited to 3,000 copies, by the way. It's like a Bryce Comics exclusive. I'm pretty sure I got it in like a Comic Tom mystery mail call. Introducing the new Spirit of Vengeance, the Hood. So the Hood actually ends up taking over as the new Ghost Rider for a little bit. So you got the Hood Ghost Rider. Here's a little Cosmic Ghost Rider. Number 1. Yeah, that's true. My the other day I was thinking, I was like, man, I could totally stock like a small comic shop, or if you went to a convention or something, get a little a table, could do that. Will, stop teasing us. I have the complete Spirit of Vengeance last mini. If you missed that 1 through 6, also that WW2 mini with Ryder from the 40s with Wolverine that wrote last year. I think I have that one. Yeah, with the Ghost Rider from the 40s. I'm pretty sure I have that one. I think that's in my current comic box. But Spirit of Vengeance, I think I have some of that. I'll have to check. Can't we all just get along, Rodney King? Ouch. Cosmic Ghost Rider number 5. This is cover C, I believe. I think I didn't get cover A because for some reason this issue like sold out, the cover A. For no reason. I don't think it's anything special. But now we have some 90s goodness. Rise of the Midnight Suns. This is Darkhold number 1. Still in its poly bag with the poster. We'll see if that survives another 20 years or if the acids in the bag eat through the comic. I have over 5K books. I have no idea how many comic books. Probably around 10K now. Good grief, Charlie Brown. I'm definitely not on 10K, but I'm definitely a couple of thousand books in. My CLZ app would probably tell me I have close to 7,000 or 8,000 books. I tried not to look. Midnight Suns Unlimited issue number 1, featuring new stories. Or all new stories featuring Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, Darkhold, Night Stalkers, and Morbius, part of that Midnight Suns run. We're almost at the end. Yes, Spirit of Vengeance number 1, Midnight Suns, Ghost Rider and Blaze number 1. Still polybagged. Did you get the Cosmic Ghost Rider versus Galactus from last year, where the Spirit of Vengeance has a chain wrapped around Galactus' neck? It is wild. I don't think I've seen that one. No, I don't think I've seen that. That sounds awesome. 5K in movies. Good grief. Yeah, so my fiance is always saying that I don't need. I had a couple hundred DVDs. Now I'd say my collection is significantly less. And she's like, with streaming, you don't need that many DVDs. I'm like, you don't understand. These aren't just movies to watch. These are collector's items. Even though they're worth like whatever, $3 a pop or whatever. But yeah. Well, I guess we can't claim anything here tonight. Yeah, this isn't a comic sale, guys. This is my PC. I don't have that problem anymore. It's a one shot. I have a few left. I'll set one aside for you. Cover is crazy. Okay, cool. Buddy, that is awesome. Ghost Rider choking out Galactus. Like, what's up? Buddy told me today that I was not getting any younger and that I should consider shedding my collection. Hey, he's the one who had 3 heart attacks. Not but come on, man. You're the last one who should, right? When you've had 3 heart attacks, you're the last one who should give advice. Maybe you need more comics. You'd have less heart attacks. Not to make light of it either, but if you're always stressed, try to do stuff that'll get you not so stressed. Mark would tell you otherwise when it comes to physical media. I love my physical media, honestly. Is another Spirit of Vengeance, by the way. Polybag. And like I said, I did get rid of some DVDs, but I do keep some of them. I have some Criterion Collection movies, just some movies that, Oh, here's another Spirit of Vengeance book. Yeah, I mean, there's just some movies that like just mean a lot to you. Like I'd never get rid of my my Transformers, you know, the original animated series, not series, the original animated movie with the whole G1 cast getting killed in the first like what 15 minutes so they can introduce a whole new line of toys. So traumatic as a kid. But Orson Welles is in there. He's Unicron. So, and then you got some good music. You got the touch. Ding, ding, ding. You got the power. Yeah. I mean, come on, that's awesome. I know that wasn't awesome, but the song there is awesome. And then here's the last one in this Ghost Rider box that I'm putting together. This is Ghost Rider and Blaze Spirit of Vengeance #2. Now I just have to go find my other Ghost Rider books and put them in this box. And we are set and ready to go. But that was the Ghost Rider box, guys. That's it. We're done. Boom. Let's do one more. Do one more duck. We'll give away one more duck. Hashtag. All right, we'll do one more duck giveaway. Hashtag Ghost Rider, guys. I mean, we did the Ghost Rider. Might as well. Women never understand. They never will. We are a different animal. Comics will make you smart, Higgy Pop, and they will keep you young. Taking my son and grandsons to OKC Comic Con this year in May. That's awesome. And I know you said that, you know, you plan on passing these books along to your grandchildren anyway. So I think that's something that's awesome too, Ron. Live until you don't. That's my motto. You have to have hard copies in case runaway AI starts overriding digital streaming renditions of movies. I mean, that's the thing too. And also, even if you have a digital license for a movie, right? If you read that fine print, it's just a license to watch that material. You don't actually own it. Like you don't own, like when you own a DVD, you own that physical disc. At any time with digital media, including digital licenses, they can just take that away from you, especially if it's like stored on a cloud, right? Now, if you have a hard copy of that on your hard drive, that's fine. But unless you back that up too, right? Whatever you downloaded that movie to, if it's a hard, physical file, that's subject to that hard drive just ever going kaput. So, unless you back that up multiple times, you run the risk of losing those digital uploads. And then again, like I said, anything that's stored on a cloud, that's not really yours. When you used to buy all that digital music off of like iTunes, which I think is part of the reason they got rid of iTunes, you never actually owned that. You paid the same price as you would have in the store for a CD, and you never actually owned any of that music. So, it was more of a rental agreement than actual purchase. Plus, what would you watch if the streaming isn't working and you get rid of all your DVDs? Right? That's the thing too. Like, you need something. You need a backup. What if I move into my new place and I don't get Wi-Fi for 6 weeks? That wouldn't happen, but I'm just saying. It'd be crazy. You guys would throw yourselves out of windows if you didn't have Monday Night Raw books. And I can't do that to you. I'm kidding. I hate AI. There are a lot of people who hate AI. What I will say about AI is it's a useful tool if used correctly, but you don't use it to create, you use it to refine. And even then, like if I'm not going to create something on AI if I'm selling it. And I just put this on the screen, right? But I'll use it if I'm practicing something, or if I need to refine something. If it's a gift for somebody, I might use some AI. Again, not to create, but to refine. Like I always want to be the person who is the creator and then asks AI to touch it up, if you will. Um, and that includes writing. Like I may write something and then I'll run it through AI and be like, hey, check for grammatical errors or something like that. So it is a tool that, when used correctly, can help. I know a lot of people use it for work to decipher statistics and data. So that's another thing. You can put a lot of data sets in there and ask AI to, Will has ghosted us. But yeah, that's AI is a thing. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think maybe right now the buzz is too much. And it gets too much usage as a creative tool, if you will. And a lot of conventions have banned AI, so that's something that's happening. I already bought the tickets. Nice. That's gonna be a good time, Ron. You should definitely share any stories that come out of that. Yeah, I didn't hate the Ghost Rider movies. Right, they made a couple of them, right? Wasn't it? What, I think there was 3 movies with Nicolas Cage as the Ghost Rider. The first one was definitely a little different than the second and third one. The first one was more of a narrative kind of story. Like I actually had like a decent plot, maybe a little hokey here and there. And then like the second one, and I remember there being, I think, second and third one just felt more like a music video. Like it was all over the place, like just a lot of things happening. So, but I never really hated Nick Cage as the Ghost Rider. And then I think I remember the last Ghost Rider movie having Idris Elba in it. So he's a good actor. And then they just stopped. What's up? Bobby De La Ghetto's in the house as we're getting ready to wrap up. Almost 2 hours into the show, guys. That's crazy. I gotta figure out what the next box is. I might break out the Something Is Killing the Children box. Or I might save that for when I move to the new spot. But either way, you'll get something decent. We got a couple of different boxes here. I never liked Apple. I repaired computers in my younger days, and all that stuff was proprietary and hard to work on. Right, and even until today, even though Apple's kind of had to shift gears, right? Like they finally they had to use the same chargers as every other person, right? Because they have their own proprietary charging system, right? Which required you to get their lightning cables or whatever. Now, they're using USB-C. Thank the Lord. But yeah, Apple's a thing. And yeah, they always had their own kind of, like you said, proprietary stuff. Just type in the giveaway, Bobby. Lots of companies are doing what Apple... What? All right, stop drinking so much coffee now, Dagger. You got the jitters and your fingers are missing buttons. Or what Apple, John Deere, and lots of car companies too. It's crazy nowadays. What? I think he's saying what Apple, John Deere, and lots of car companies did, all like proprietary stuff. You gotta... AI is pure evil. I didn't see the evil thing at first, and I thought you were just saying AI is pure, and I was like, pure what? Only 2 Ghost Rider movies. I could have sworn there was a third one, but I'm pretty sure you're right. It's just my brain can't fathom that there was so much Nick Cage in only 2 movies. And I know, like the first one, maybe there was a third one planned and they just shut it down. But the second one was like such a ride. I don't know. Yeah, but yes, I was the Spirit of Vengeance. I guess was the second one. That was. I guess it wasn't. It was so different. It wasn't really. It was just like, let's just put Ghost Rider on a bike with like speed and just like music, like as much heavy rock, heavy beats, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it, music, and just like let it go. And yeah, it was. Oh man, yeah, that's what it was. The Contract of San Ragonza. The scene where Nick Cage is courting the woman while riding his bike recklessly around her is priceless, hilarious, and seamlessly executed. I'm happy to have made a difference. Right? I mean, what they charged, I'm sure they wouldn't mind people buying a couple of Apple phones and gadgets and gizmos and iPods and iPads and all that other stuff. If you're doing a shot every time they say son, that's some good info to know. I have both the Ghost Rider movies. I may have had them. I'd have to check to see how many Ghost Rider films I have on DVD, not 8mm. How about Beta? You got them on Beta, Ron? You got any Betamax films? Yes, there's right, but that's Robbie, right? On Agents of Shield. That's the Ghost Rider with the car. It would be cool if Ghost Rider made an appearance in a movie. Hashtag Will Rider. I rode my brother's bike once, and ended up in a tree. I didn't end up in the tree, but the bike did. I have both Rider flicks on one DVD available if you need a hard copy for the library. Ah, nice. Guess they packaged them together at some point. I'm glad that they did the at least that Rider, the new Rider on Agents of Shield. I liked Agents of Shield. It got a little, I don't want to say it jumped the shark, but it got a little wacky towards the end. Right? When the show first came out, it was supposed to be kind of a vehicle to keep the movies kind of visible on the TV screen, kind of tie in a little bit. It was weird that sometimes they take clips from the movie and kind of inject it into the TV show, right? So Thor 2, right, was early, I think season 1 or season 2 included the Thor 2 movie. And then the studio, the movie studios got separated from the TV side. They kind of split. And so that then Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of became its own thing. And I still enjoyed it. I just think sometimes it got a little bit wacky, if you will. No Beta, Will. I only do Laserdisc and Betamax. Nice. Those are cool collections to have, the Laserdisc. Laserdisc didn't last very long. And Beta was actually the film used in movie theaters for a while too. I think Beta was a Sony proprietary Sony product, or no, vice versa, VHS, I believe, and I forget who did Beta. Anyway, one or the other. But anyway, Beta didn't last in homes, and then eventually, with digitalization, made its way out of theaters. I had to drive my older brother's bike to the bike shop after he laid it over. He was too shook up to ride it for about a month. Not too much damage, mostly mirrors and lights. I saw a guy once, he crashed at like a red light. I wouldn't even call it a crash. Like he just right? So it was a bunch of guys biking, and I guess they were stopped at the red light, and I'm at the red light too. And then like I just hear a loud thud, and I don't know if the guy was like actually starting to go, but it was still a red light. And I look over, and he's just like on the ground, and I was like, "What happened?" But yeah, and I mean, luckily he wasn't riding, right? Like he was just pretty much still, but the bike just, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And you saw, like I'm pretty sure one of the mirrors cracked off, and one of the taillights, like you saw red shards of plastic on the pavement, and I was just like, "Oh damn!" Somebody, yikes! That's scary. Season 5 goes full cosmic, and I never did circle back for the last 2 seasons, which I still need to do. I just remembered. Get on it, Cicada. They did go cosmic. They were out there in the universe, if you will. Hey, I like Samuel L. Jackson, but he's not exactly the Sergeant Fury from the comic books. Just saying. It sort of ruins the movie for me when you completely change the character for a movie from the comics. Yeah, but I mean, he did make a good Nicholas Fury. I got hit by a car on my bike. It wasn't fun. Sheesh, Dagger. If you didn't have bad luck, you'd have no luck at all. You get 300 pounds dropped on your head, get hit by cars while on a bike. Good gosh. And I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that you've seen some stuff. You've gone through some things, Dagger. I see my buddy's front tire come off. He said you picked a fine time to leave me. Oh my gosh. That's insane. That is literally insane. Wow. I was in a car that a tire came off. Front left tire came off. Crazy. I was a passenger navigator, if you will. I was in the passenger seat front in a passenger van, and we were driving. I worked for orchestra early in my life, and we were driving a bunch of musicians from Manhattan into upstate New York for a performance, and one of the musicians was like, "Hey, there's a tire on the highway," and I look and I go, "That looks like one of our tires." And then, like literally, like 2 seconds after I said that, the car just goes, and then we're like on the rim, and it was insane. And the tire is now going down the George Washington Bridge, the GWB, and it goes and it like hits the median, like shoots up into the air, comes back down, and then now is going into traffic. Like it's coming back at us, but like by that point we had pulled over to the shoulder, and now it's like going back down the highway the other way. We're like, shit. And it hit a bus, and the bus ran over it, and the bus driver was like, "I ain't got time for this shit," and he just kept going. Like didn't even stop to see if there was damage to the bus or anything. Just kept going. And then a truck driver behind him, it barely hit the truck. Like by then the bus had like whatever. So the truck driver, stops his truck, gets out, grabs the tire, like wheels it towards us, and is like, "Hey guys, I think this is yours." Drops it off, and then gets back in his truck and just drives off. And I'm talking like massive truck, like a 16-wheeler, right? Like a shipping truck. So, but yeah, tires coming off. No bueno. Samuel is no Morgan Freeman. Imagine Morgan Freeman as Nicholas Fury. That'd be crazy. Yep, I have almost run out of my lives. You're like a cat. You got 9 lives, Dagger. A guy that I worked with, we were not close, but I talked to him every day. He went for a bike ride and never came back home. Sad stuff. Ooh, yeah. Unfortunately, that happens. Bikes are they're not the safest thing in the world. I mean, for people who love them, it's a thing. It's a hobby, right? There's freedom. People love a hot day. They break them out, right? So they can ride them. Just It's crazy. Every time you're on a bike, there is a certain innate danger to riding that bicycle or that motorbike. Well, we're very grateful to still have you around, buddy. that was funny what Bobby said. Yep, he's the ultimate version, which no longer exists. And then in the Ultimate Universe, they brought back the other Nick Fury. And then they retconned the 616 Nick Fury to be like the son of Nick Fury, Sergeant Fury. It is now, but it wasn't at the time. I can assume that'd be terrifying to lose your wheel on a motorcycle, right? Like, you only got two wheels. You lose one wheel, you're down. You're now on a unicycle. You're no longer on a motorcycle. There are not too many people who expect to have a unicycle when they go off on the street on a motorcycle. Consider a bygoner. Anybody know that reference, bygoner? I mean, I've heard from a bygone era, so I'm assuming that's what you're referring to. It is part of the lexicon, if you will. Just kind of means things from the past. Billboard Comics just released a girlfriend's guide to buying That's funny. Guys, stocking stuffer. I'm serious. If you have a lady in your life, girlfriend, wife, whatever, significant other, they can be your boyfriend, whatever. I think this is the guide. Husband, whatever. Significant other who doesn't collect comics. Maybe this is the thing. Stocking stuffer you need to get. I hope I have 10 lives just in case. Ooh, already on 8, huh? Possibly I've used the 9th one. I want a Harley, but the wife is extremely opposed. So just get like, what's the other one? American Eagle or something like that? Cherokee? I forget what it is. Oh no, it's American Indian. I forget. There's another one it's been out for years. Just get anything except the Harley and be like, you said that you couldn't get a Harley. So I got this other one. Guy in my neighborhood who ran a bicycle shop was killed downtown just riding in normal traffic. Oof. I mean, it sucks, but yeah, bike accidents happen every day. Yeah, and I mean, I've seen, and I'm not blaming. I've seen people on bikes too be reckless, and the thing is, like, it's always the reckless ones who kind of ruin it for everyone else. But I've seen people be reckless on bikes and nothing happens to them, and then it's like the person riding normally down the road is the one who gets struck and whatever, destroyed, and they're killed, and it's like crazy. Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, you got to find the purpose, Dagger, and I think you're finding that and you're figuring it out. So that's good. I have 4 wheels on my Suburban, just saying. No, thankfully it was just the 10 speed. That's good. I mean, that's still crazy though. It's still a bike, right? She doesn't, dude. She doesn't want any motorbikes. I don't know if he made a book. He'll be checking out the video though. All right. If they didn't make a book, I might have to set something up. Just a quick guide. Biggie, the Notorious B.I.G. did a rap song called The 10 Crack Commandments. I might have to do like a quick little guide called The 10 Comic Commandments. Just 10 tips for understanding comic collectors. I rode really aggressively so I wouldn't get hit, or at least that's how it seemed to me at the time, flying through big city traffic. Yikes. Avoid all the hits, and then you're good. All right, let's spin this so we can get out of here, guys. It's getting a little late. Who's gonna get this one? Who's gonna get this one? Who's gonna get this one? Dagger Comics 10-10-10. 10-10 wins. Bringing you your news now. You give us 15 minutes, we'll give you the world of comics. All right. Whoop whoop. Grand Tour Disaster in Time with Jeff Daniels. If you haven't watched that movie, check it out if you like sci-fi movies. I really liked it. Yes, I know it is not logical. Still fun, though. Okay. And Dagger won. Which Ghost Rider? He won a duck. We'll see if I can get a flaming skull duck for the next race. Pretty sure that's not going to happen, but we'll see if we can make that happen. All right. We got to do a little dancey dance. All right, guys, it's been a good time. That's my dance. Hopefully you guys had a good time. Dagger's got a box of comics, so I think I got some Thor in there, some Spidey. I don't know. I got to check it out. When I move, I got to make sure I don't lose it because I got to mail it eventually. It's got a few items in there, so I could throw a Ghost Rider in there. But I owe Dagger a couple of comics, so that's why he's got like a little box that I set up. Yes, thank you. What Bobby said. If you didn't do it already, if you can on the way out, guys, just make sure you hit that like button. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to get out my. I didn't get it out last week. I actually recorded it. I just never got around to doing it. I got a little busy. But my comic preview for the rest of the week, so I'll try to get that out tomorrow. And then Wednesday, like I said, there is no new comic book day video because I will be working late on Wednesday. But no live. But who knows? I'll drop a video that day, but who knows? Maybe I'll move to live for another day. Anyway, comic fans, it's been awesome. You know, like they say, the content, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, have a great night, everybody. Thank you for being here. Let's do a trade cup later, everybody. Yeah, let me see what I got. Well, let me know. We got Instagram or something. Let me know what you're looking for, and I'll see what I got. And also, I just got to figure out which Ghost Riders I need. I am trying to purge books, but the Ghost Rider is one series I don't think I'm looking to purge. I'm always interested in 90s stuff, really. Spider-Man, Todd McFarlane stuff. And then, like, actually, honestly, like Darkhawk, Sleepwalker, Darkhawk, Ghost Rider. Those are like the three things in the 90s that are just kind of kitschy. I think. Yeah, see? Got my little Marvel Sleepwalker right here, the Legends. So. I think in my new place, I might try to do a little display, put up the Sleepwalker #1 with the action figure. So, Cliff was just here. You missed your opportunity for free. I didn't even see Cliff. What was that? That was like drive-by clipping. If you move south, you know that. There you go, Dang. Going to Hawaii. Nice. My brother used to live in Hawaii. Claim Sleepwalker. Sick of winter here. Hawaii's nice, but yeah, Hawaii's expensive. It is expensive. If you can figure out, my brother lived there for a while. If you can get in with the locals and hit up a lot of the local places instead of the touristy places, but yeah, it is expensive. Even the regular stuff is, even the local stuff is expensive because they charge, for the shipping. So you got to be shipped in, except for a few things. There you go. You got a friend out there, so they know what's up. But I heard even Taco Bell is more expensive in Hawaii. She lives in Mountain. All right. Ron, I have a nice Sleepwalker #1 available. If you want, just let me know. Cicada's got the good stuff. Got that 90s good. Yeah. To live there alone is a thing, but if you have people you can tap the resources, then you're good. But yeah, Hawaii is a little expensive. All right, guys, it's been a blasty blast, but I gotta get out of here. It's 12:17. I don't think I'm going straight to sleep. I'm gonna get some water. I might game for a little bit, and then head to bed in about 45 minutes. Let's say a nice 1 o'clock. But it's been awesome being here with you guys, and it's not that I want to stop the conversation. It is though that I wouldn't say losing steam, but we've been here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. And it's been an amazing 2 hours and 15 minutes. Honestly, it does not feel like it's been that long. So thank you again for everybody for stopping by. And here, this is for you. Love you guys. All right. So we're out of here. Peace, deuces, we're out. Chink, Cicada. We'll talk about stuff. Seems like you got what we need. Ron, Cicada's got that Sleepwalker #1 for you. Minty, if you want it. I don't know if it's minty, but he says he's got a nice copy. So everywhere is expensive these days. So excuses. Gas is. I paid. That's not a bad price. I paid $3.79 today, and that seems to be the low. Actually, no. Across the street was $3.69. I just couldn't pull a Yui, so I went with the mobile instead of the no frills gas. I never heard of the gas station across the street. So the mobile was 10 cents more expensive, but then down the road was 20 cents more expensive for like Shell. So I just went with the mobile. I went with the cheapest name brand I could find, which was $3.79. But I went past the mobile station in another part of New York on Saturday, and gas there was $4.09. So I was like, this is clearly cheaper, like 40 cents cheaper. We'll get this stuff, or 30 cents cheaper. So 30 cents a gallon is big savings. You got 10% ethanol, Will. My car actually is it takes flex fuel. I could put the other stuff, the corn-based stuff in there. So yeah, ethanol free is $3.69 here. Oh, nice. Yeah, they top it off with a little ethanol. So all right, guys, it's been fun. We'll talk to you later.